One, all the way back in the 90s, a family friend, they bought an estate agency in the recession at the start of the 90s, and I did work experience in that every summer throughout the 90s. Went through university and then started at Foxtons a long time ago, 2002, when it was very different. I'm sure it's how it is now. And I've gone through all the corporates, Kinley, Chesterton's. I've worked for an international developer in the Middle East and worked for a prop tech startup before coming into EXP, so quite a wide experience.
Amazing. How long at EXP now for?
Coming up to 3 years, so 2.5 years at the moment, yeah.
Fernando Daotro, give an introduction to yourself and where you worked prior to joining EXP, please.
I don't know where to start. So I used to work at Foxtons. I was at Foxtons for 9.5 years. And yeah, started out as a negotiator, moved up to become a valuer, then became manager, regional sales manager, all within just new homes. So I didn't know anything about kind of the residential market and lettings market at all. Yes, now have joined EXP and have been here now for about a year and 8 months, a year and 7 months now. Yeah.
And Fernando, you did a lot of research. You spoke to other offerings, other brokerages. You met myself and John a number of times with your Excel spreadsheet about the numbers. Which companies did you go and speak to, and why was it that you?
Yes. So Mark Goody-Docker, I don't know if he's in the room today. He's very fanatic about spreadsheets and making sure that you understand, where you're going to, how your business is going to run. I made sure that I, did my research to try to find the best possible estate agency or independent estate agency for me, because I felt like I was getting, with the corporate world was just not the right fit. I looked at Keller Williams, I looked at Remax, I looked at a whole bundle of independent estate agencies. But there wasn't one that could actually match EXP. And not only is it just the model, I think it's more about the support that you're getting throughout the entirety of this room. Yeah, there's experts from, I only did new homes, so I only knew new homes, right? Whereas within having TheOrg, I get the opportunity to get experience, people from lettings, from build to rent, from residential. I never did residential, and luckily having those experts within the room, I was able to then build my business. Yeah.
Amazing. Coming to yourself, Alex, bit about where you are based and when you started your business. Where are you based, and how did you then start to, obviously you got set up with your onboarding, you get set up your business foundations. How did you then start to build your business, and how did you then go about generating leads?
So I'm based southeast London, like Dulwich Way. I just prospected hard and leveraged the network I'd built up over 25 years. Staying in touch with people, not knowing this is where I'd end up, has probably been like a key part of growing the business. But I'm quite old school. That's got pluses and minuses, but the prospecting has been a huge part of it, and that's been probably the key to where I am now with the business.
When you say prospecting, explain what that means.
Are you
using Swift, are you using Loop?
So big advocate of Loop. I find the data's better. I've used Swift, I've used Territory Insights, I've used Home Search. Don't get the same results. You've got to be consistent. And I'll tell you a good story. I sent a letter out at the end of 2023 to a lady in Dulwich who had a house, elderly lady, was on with Foxtons, they couldn't sell it. I sold that in early part of 24. Throughout the viewings on that, people who viewed but didn't buy it, I picked up 2 instructions from that. It then turned out Jane had another house in Crystal Palace, which we've just sold. And then one of those other people who viewed had 2 other properties. So from that one letter, it's made my business sort of upwards of £60,000, which is why I'm such a strong advocate of it, because it's really good.
Amazing. And then some of the areas that you cover, so obviously, you are on LinkedIn, but you're not on Instagram. And that's the beauty about this platform is that you can build your business however you want to.
Yeah.
Alex, why do you advertise on LinkedIn? And have you had any results?
Yeah, I've had good traction on LinkedIn. I think I use it as a way of almost it's going to sound sad, managing myself. It's a good way to look back and see what you're doing, what's happening. The people you know on there and support you will, give you the support, which is good. I've had new business from LinkedIn, which has been really helpful. I've got nothing against social media, but you've got to do what you want to do and you're comfortable with, I guess.
Yeah, so when I try to find you on Instagram,
yeah,
But guys, this is entirely your business.
Yeah.
So it's
Busy
entirely up to
page.
you how you build it. Daniel Archer, he was not on Instagram, but he's got 5 kids. He has leads in the Wimbledon area because that's how he builds his business. The beauty about this platform, you can build it however you want to.
Yeah.
When you started to talk to me a bit about your operations, your leverage. Are you doing it all yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a great advert of how not to do it, okay? So
Well, you're still successful though, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I do it all at the moment myself. There is lots of support in this room and on the group, and I've tapped into that because no matter how much experience you've got, you do need help. But I deal with the sales progression, the viewings. I mean, it's mad. Okay, it's why I'm on a bike, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't get to where I need to be, wouldn't cover the ground. I've got things in Guildford, I've got things in Ipswich, I've got things in places where you just wouldn't take things on, but it's for good clients. And I wanted to do the business first, get the business strong, worry about the infrastructure later. Now, there'll be people in here who think that is completely backwards, and coming from a corporate background, maybe it is, but for me, that's what's worked.
Awesome. And then Fernando's probably the opposite when it kind of comes to social media. Fernando, when you started, how did you go about building your business? So talk to me a bit about your initial setup, talk to me about your lead generation.
Yeah, so at the beginning, fortunately, I had the privilege to work with James. James is also within my area, and I got a couple of leads where I could actually leverage from him on a few instructions. Off the back of that instructions, I managed to get, similarly to what Alex has had, a couple of instructions of my own. Oh, sorry, a little bit higher, yes. Can you hear me back there? Shout, okay. Off the back of that, I got some more instructions, but it was also me trying to work myself to get my own instructions. So yes, I did try to utilize a lot of the loop prospecting that I did to get more stock on. But from the back of that, I also utilize a lot of social media. So as quite rightly said from James there, I'm religious at social media. For those of you who follow me, I'm sorry if it's too much, but I do it consistently and I do it a lot. The reason why I do that is also because through friends, through families, through anyone that I have known from way back when, I did not take away from my personal Instagram, and Facebook. I actually leveraged my personal one to utilize that for my business, and through that, friends, family, cousins, nephews, whoever it was, they would always try to utilize that off me as well. Through the back of that, I managed to get quite a bit of momentum. To be honest, from 6 months after I did my prospecting, it's been a year now since I haven't utilized prospecting. It's been mostly through word of mouth and also referrals. And I'm a big believer of Facebook and Facebook groups. For those who may have seen, I think, she pointed out to me today that I put a lot on those Facebook groups. Yes, they might get annoyed, but they see me every single day. And by seeing you every day, there is going to be people that is going to be reaching out to you. Yeah.
And now talk to me a bit about your leverage and your operations. Luckily, within the group now, 155 agents, we have so many years of useful contacts, virtual assistants, sales progressors, marketing teams, inventories, EPCs, financial advisors, sales progressors. We have all that you need to get you going. But you've gone a bit further. Talk to me a bit about the leverage and the operations that you've got in place in your business to make you more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I was getting bigger and it was getting too much for just me to handle, especially the admin side. I'm not very good as agents. I think we can all agree that we're not the best of admin side of things, right? So I thought I really needed some help with admin, So I reached out to somebody down in Philippines, Marge. Marge is my VA. She is, because of the organization, you know, there was a person down there, Manuela, who could help me out and sell that property in Brighton to then move on for that buyer to get into their onward purchase. And now we have a double deal going on, for example. So leveraging the network that we have and leveraging the VA and leveraging, yeah, everything. I think that sums it up.
Amazing. So Alex, so you've now capped, which is amazing. What are your...
Thank you.
And you've also organically brought on agents as well. Lisa, she's brought on kind of Gabby. That's just kind of happened to you organically. You haven't been out there posting. I saw your Instagram been out there posting, but then you've built on some amazing agents. How did that come about? How did Lisa, why did Lisa join because of you?
So Lisa got in touch with me and just wanted to know about the model. We had a chat, much like probably when I reached out to John Woods, whenever that was now, a while back, and it just snowballed from there. And you know, she joined. She's a very experienced agent in central London, and I think she's brought Gabby on, as you said, which is great. And it's a great model. It's a great model, you know, and it just attracts strong agents.
And what are your plans now going forward? Are you trying to keep it all doing it yourself?
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm going to have to get some help, and we're just looking at the best way to do that and try and grow from there. You know, the aim is to try and cap again this calendar year. So that's what we're aiming to try and do.
Amazing. And then go back to yourself, to Fernando. Obviously, you've capped. So obviously, technically, that means that once you cap, it's 70-30. So you get 70% until you do £80,000 of sales fees. So for 70% up to 80k is 56k in your pocket. After that, the agent then gets 100% commission for the rest of the year. Fernando, let's talk some numbers. So you capped, so amazing. What else do you have in your pipeline? Let's talk some real numbers.
Yeah, so I thought I was going to make it my first year, thankfully, from James Hughes. But yeah, I didn't make it my first year. But my second year, I did it after about 6 months. So when you join, it's like, I don't know if in Foxtons where you actually have, like you hit your car target, for example. Yeah, every year it rotates. So my my year finishes in September, and I actually capped 6 months price. So it's been 18 months when I hit cap. So now I've got 6 months before I get 100% before it goes back into the 70-30. I've never seen, even if my Foxtons career, I was earning about 80k, maybe 90k a year, yeah, and believe you me, at Foxtons, I made £1 million for the company, and yet I still didn't earn that amount of money, right? Working for myself now, yeah, I've capped. Yes, I've got to give, what was that, 24 grand a year after you cap. Now in my second year, I'm making not double, but just shy of double of what I'm going to be making on my second year. So I've capped now, and I've got about 60k under offer, 70k maybe. So 80 plus 70, what's that?
150.
150 grand this year.
It gets better like year on year. Work hard, follow the process, the sales come.
And that is just sales, yeah. One of the biggest things I think which we all have to embrace is the fact that when you're in corporate agency, you only can do that one thing. Yeah, like I was only sales, new home sales, manager, whatever I was there, right? Now that I can have the freedom of doing other things, such as residential, which I've never done before, and that's all I do now. Yeah, good in sales. But now I'm actually leveraging lettings as well. So this month, I've done the most lettings I've ever done in my life, and yet this is where the time of the legislation is happening, right? And it's the most scariest thing. Imagine a sales agent not knowing a clue about what lettings is about, especially with this new legislation. I mean, I'm hoping I'm doing everything correctly. Ian, by the way, thank you very much for your help. Yes. But getting the freedom to actually doing other things as well, you know, that you once wouldn't be able to do because you were locked in with the corporate world, right? And it's so nice to actually have that network where you can actually utilize a lot of the strengths that is out here within the org.
Alex, what are the goals for your EXP business, short term and long term? For you, what are the goals for you?
I think just to build the business and get it consistent, keep it consistent. And I think once you get the consistency, look at teams, you know, hopefully get to ICOM, that's a high bar to reach, but it's possible. And then just enjoy it on the way, basically.
And talk to me a bit about your lifestyle. Obviously, there's no Instagram.
No, there's no Instagram. So, yeah, I mean, I basically have no life, is the truth at the moment. Yeah, but yeah. My partner Nikki, she's in corporate. She runs BTR and key clients for very big corporate agencies. So you can imagine how exciting our dinner table chats are every night. But yeah, there's a lot of talk about doing this sort of brokerage model. You get so much time you can do. I don't think that's, you have flexibility to decide what you do, when you do it, but we are 6-7 days a week, most weeks. Is it healthy long term? Probably not, and that's where the business has to change. But, you know, enjoy it while it lasts.
Amazing. Fernando, goals for you and your group. Give us a bit of your aspirations, your goals for you, your family, and also your group as well.
Yeah, so another thing that, you know, EXP has got to offer is, you know, making sure that everyone enjoys their journey in being a self-employed agent. And I strongly believe in that, and I said, the reason why I strongly believe in that is because it's changed my life completely, you know. It's changed from a big corporate agency from 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night, every single day for 5 days, and Saturdays that I had to work. I don't need to do that anymore, right? You know, we don't have to go to these pointless meetings that we used to have in big corporate agents. You know, you can actually go and leverage things for yourself. And I want to share that experience with everyone, you know, that is actually trying to work for themselves, because that's what it's all about. And what we're trying to build here, I've created kind of a group within the org called Apex. So Apex is a group within the org where we also collaborate, and it's been very successful. Agents. So some of the things that we're doing that is, you know, maybe slightly different than kind of the other groups is, you know, we're doing such thing as trainings. Not training. You don't have to come to it. It's not an obligation. But if you want to learn more things, so for example, I didn't know anything about lettings. Thank you, Ian, for letting and acknowledging and helping out with that. Some broker Phil. I don't know where he is in the room. Mortgage broker, really good mortgage broker, guys. If you guys need a mortgage broker, he's over there. You know, and utilizing them to give us those top tips. So that's just like an example. And also getting the social aspect of things, right? You know, when we were in the big corporate agency, we were always surrounded by people. And then when you go self-employed, you're just by yourself, right? And it's like, you know, take you into the deep end and go and swim, yeah? And it's not about that, where I'm trying to create something where we are all together in this, and we're going to try and make everyone successful and be good.
One of your agents who is in the room is Rebecca. Do you want to come here, please, Rebecca?
Yeah.
I absolutely love Rebecca's story.
Hey!
Can you give the room some information about Rebecca's story, where she was, and now how she's literally blossoming as this flower?
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully she can explain a little bit about herself as well. But ultimately, yeah, she was at another independent agency. I won't mention, I don't know if you want to mention the name, but and you know, ever since she's moved into EXP, I think that I mean, I won't speak for her. Hopefully she can say a few bits, but...
We'll get her on next event,
Okay. But yeah, she's absolutely smashing it. I mean, if it wasn't for her, my business wouldn't be, you know, the business that we're both creating together. So I think, yeah, as I said, we agreed six deals in the month of April. I think we agreed a few this month as well. And it was all thanks, yeah, to being the collaboration.
Cool. We'll get you on next one. You've got 2 slides. In all seriousness, Rebecca sent me a WhatsApp about her journey, her experience, how she's just like loving life again, and that's amazing to see. So thank you to Fernando, to Ashley, everyone in the room for helping Rebecca just get what you deserve, all that you kind of put into it. It's amazing to kind of see your journey. So we'll get her up on stage in 3 months' time. Cool. Any questions to the cappers, Alex or Fernando? I've run out of questions. Any personal questions? Any gossip? Anything else at all?
Don't be shy, guys. Come on.
Cool. I think that's it. So big round
Great.
of applause to
Thanks, boys.
Well done, mate.